Part 2. Briefly, this is how the blended learning process worked. Students were guided through the process by a handbook that outlined tutor expectations and student tasks and responsibilities. Students and service users and carers actively engaged with the tasks in groups using a wiki to share learning and create their presentation materials. Students used a reader and online trigger video materials to access content to explore the issues of mental distress. Students also met face-to-face to continue the learning activities through an iterative blended learning process. This approach provided a great deal of time and place flexibility that allowed service users and carers to actively take part in the teaching and learning process. I'll pass you on to Chris now.
Thank you. The student feedback was qualitative and mostly positive. 16 themes emerged from the combined text. Listed are the 7 most prominent themes, in descending order. The most prominent theme to come out of the thematic analysis of the written evaluation was the positive academic value of the stimulus video material that the students did in their preparatory work. Next was the external speaker, the speaker from day 3, who talks about the different approaches to self-harm. The next theme that the students valued was the opportunity to get interdisciplinary perspectives on clinical practice. The next theme that came out was the perceived value of the carer service user input. Next, and related to the above, was the positive benefits of not rotating input in the groups. People spoke of developing relationships that were above those that were normally experienced in an academic context. Unfortunately, the next theme is a negative theme, the negative experiences of the presentations. Students from all the cohorts had high workload pressures and were struggling to also produce a piece of non-assessed work. And finally, the 7th theme was learning how other professionals work. We feel that these themes endorse our approach of teaching both online and face-to-face, with both teaching modes being reflected in the themes. After the Collaborative Learning Initiative, or CLE for short, in 2008, 3 main concerns were raised: the negative experience of the presentations, the timing of the CLE in the academic calendar, and the preparatory work. Whilst the format of the presentations was developed for the 2009 CLE, as can be seen from the previous slides, students continued to struggle to see the academic merit of the presentations. In part, it was a familiar conundrum of students being asked to do unassessed work at a point in time when they're already carrying a large work burden. Whilst we obviously review this aspect of the CLE and look at ways to improve it, the principle remains that we believe it's important for students from different disciplines to do work together. Similarly in 2008, and then subsequently in 2009, students felt that the CLE would have been better situated elsewhere in the academic calendar. Whilst for the nurses we were able to change the CLE from the 3rd to the 2nd year, we could not find a similar flexibility in the social work programme. Therefore, we were not fully able to address this concern from 2008. The 3rd point, however, we were able to substantially address. In 2008, the students were directed to videos which were on the CEIMH website and were expected to post comments on the video on University Web CT. Although there was some evidence of students looking at the videos, no student posted a comment. Understandably, we did things differently in 2009, as previously explained. The students participated well in the work, making meaningful contribution to their respective wikis, and, as the previous slide indicates, highlighting the positive academic value of the stimulus video material. Plans and discussions for CLE 10 have begun, with the most exciting development being that on day 1, the nursing and social work students being joined by clinical psychology students. Also, in May, June 2010, there will be half-day training combining social work, nursing, plus SHO medics. The expert interview videos can be found at the URL above. There are many other interesting resources on the CEIMH site, so please look around. If you have any questions about the initiative, please feel free to either contact Tarsem or I on the email addresses above. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation.